Young Philly is a name that you would take if he was naming the biggest content creators from the UK a few years ago. But in the last 2 years, he has been in court for his trials for the fact that he has allegedly sexually assaulted 6 different women. For 3 of those, his case is finally done and he's not found guilty. But that's not it. He is found guilty, but not of the things that the women said. So I don't know what he's found guilty for. Let's take a quick look. Acquitted on Friday of 3 of 6 counts of sexually penetrating the women without consent. Yes, he had charges of rape. Not guilty verdicts were returned, but he was found guilty of assault. The woman has said that she did it with consent, but he was found guilty of 2 assaults. But if you read further, occasioning bodily harm for biting the woman's neck, chest, and breast. He was also found guilty impeding the woman's breathing by applying pressure to her neck, and 1 count of assault, occasioning bodily harm. This basically is hickeys and choking during the intercourse. And if you're a grown adult, you know what that means. That basically is not even close to what the woman said against him, that he sexually assaulted her and did it without her consent. This is what I mean. Like, a lot of people I've seen say that if someone finds a court case for someone, if the person's not found guilty, the woman should go to prison. You know why that can never happen? Because what if there's a woman that has actually faced that? She would be scared for her life to go to the court. A lot of the times these cases do matter on like what type of lawyer you have and stuff like that. And if you're going against someone who's rich and famous, a woman now I'm not saying in this case the woman the person was not found guilty, but in some other case, if a woman was to go to the court, she would be scared to go to the court and she would never go to the court. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like because of women like this, the one who filed a case against Young Philly, because of people like that, at some point there's going to be a change in the law that you cannot, if you file a false accusation, if you do some false accusations, as you file a false case on someone, you're gonna go to prison if the other person is not found guilty. But that means that in the future, there's gonna be women that would never file a case because they don't know if they would win a case or not because they don't have the money to fight the case. But at the same time, if that rule never comes, people like Young Philly, who did something wrong but is nowhere near what the woman said, would be now known as that person even though he never did it. I feel like the only way to reduce people from doing this is if the person is not found guilty, the woman who filed the case should not go to prison, but her information should be out in the public so that we know who this bastard is. No, again, I'm not sitting here and saying that Young Philly is fully safe or not, but the world is so fucked just because some women want to make money, or some men as well, some people just want to make money quick and easy. Now let's take a look at the footage because the CCTV footage is now leaked. Let's take a quick look.
Young Philly, despite just being cleared of rape, does not look happy at all in this footage, and there's many reasons why he's fuming that we're going to get into.
How are you feeling about the verdict?
Sorry, man. You're not going to jail today?
I assume this is him right after. Hi bro, I subbed. Hello. I feel like this is right after the court. See, this is what I mean, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, the fact that he did something wrong, but doing something wrong and doing that is not the same thing. Giving hickeys that are too hard or choking too hard during intercourse, as opposed to forcing someone to intercourse, is the day and night, bro. It's day and night.
Hey, leave him alone. No camera.
So jury in court at first couldn't agree of what they thought about this case. Got to the point it ended up being a vote, and that's why it took so long. He got not guilty on the main rape charges, but this was the official verdict. But there's more to get into, and actually we're seeing footage come out now, the trial's finished.
Young Philly has been found not guilty of raping a young fan during a one-night stand in Australia. The British rapper and YouTuber, whose real name is Andres Felipe Valencia Barrientos, was facing 10 charges in total, including several counts of rape and sexual assault, after spending the night with a young fan after a concert here in Australia back in September 2024. The jury cleared him of 3 counts of rape and 2 further counts of allegedly slapping and choking the young woman. He was found guilty on 2 counts of assault, and the jury couldn't reach a verdict on a further 3 counts of rape. During the trial, the young...
See, this is what I mean, like, he did those things during the intercourse. If the woman don't like it, that's different.
woman who accused him said that they had had consensual sex in his hotel room before it turned violent.
It's so crazy. Like, she said that she consented to this. But before the trial, you said that you didn't consent to this. This brother's life's fucked because you did this. I've seen that happen before. Like, back in the days, like when I was really young, there used to be women, like people, just asking for help. The tires for, in like a highway or something, like the tires for like a freeway. Just a woman by herself next to a car, and people would help her. Do you know what I mean? People would help her, a man or a woman. Nowadays, no one would stop. Simple reason, because that happens a lot of times. That someone's there, standing by themselves next to their car, asking for help in the middle of nowhere. 10 random men come off the bushes and they try and stab you because they want money from you. So that's why no one stops to help the woman now. Guess what happens? You cannot help her. She has to die. That's what life is, because some people just want to misuse the loophole in the system.
Accusing the social media star of biting, bruising, and even trying to choke her. Young Philly said that vibes were good between the two and that he'd fancied the woman, and he told the court that he'd given love bites to the woman during sex.
Man said fancied in court.
Were read out. Young Philly reportedly cried. He'll remain on bail until August the 21st, when they'll decide on a sentencing date for those charges he was found guilty of. The prosecution will also work out the next steps.
I wonder
for
how
the
long
charges
is
where
it
the
going to go
jury
in
couldn't
for?
reach a verdict.
Young Philly beating the main charges is the main thing here, and that is very important for him. But of course, he was found guilty of the 2 ABH charges. I'm not sure what the sentencing is going to look like on that, because it's his first offense. He doesn't even live in that country, and how they're going to view it. And obviously, he was crying in court, and he's still fuming because no one wants to be found guilty of a crime that they think they did not do. They wanted to be acquitted of everything. Not only that, I'm not sure how that will look for his career, that he was found guilty of 2 ABHs on a fan as well. He wanted a full acquittal to obviously resume his career at the highest degree. The police and the court system have kind of saved themselves a little bit here on finding him guilty for something, because obviously they delayed his life for 2 years. They would owe him a massive apology, maybe even compensation. But then finding him guilty of something means it was all for something, that he was there for 2 years. They saved themselves by finding him guilty.
Yeah, that's the thing. The lawyers of that woman have done a good job.
It benefited them. Otherwise, this guy definitely would be pleading for damages. But now, he can't really, because they're saying he was guilty of a crime. Someone said, guilty or not, I don't think his career will ever pick back up.
I think his career will pick back
psychological
up.
damage done to Young Philly. Many people turned their back on him through this situation. And just the charges itself that were put upon him, let alone what he was found guilty of, assaulting a fan. So there's still many different factors that kind of show why he's still angry here. One of the worst things that I've seen that many people haven't paid attention to is a detail that come out. The jury was unable to reach a verdict on some of the charges. I believe these were some of the rape charges. So there is a possibility that Young Philly could be dragged back to Australia again to face a retrial,
because there's 3 more
if they push for it, the prosecution, and they're salty about this loss. So this situation could essentially be far from over.
Young Philly has been found not guilty to 3 counts of rape, as well as being found not guilty to a choking and an assault charge. In regards to the other 3 rape charges he was accused of, a jury couldn't reach a verdict, this potentially leaving the door open for a possible retrial if the Director of Public Prosecutions decides to pursue it. Andreas Felipe Valencia Barrientos was, however, convicted of 2 assault charges, where a jury found he beat the 20-year-old woman during sex on her cheek, neck and breasts. The jury saw pictures of her bruises during the trial and was told she needed a tetanus
This is called a
shot for her
hickey, bro.
injuries.
It's
Today,
called a
New Vision
hickey,
released
bro.
by the-
Yes, she was needed a tetanus shot for her hickeys. That's why he has to go to prison. See, this is don't have sex. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. You know what? Goon every single day.
Court showing the YouTuber, his entourage and the woman leaving Bar One nightclub and arriving at the Intercontinental Hotel in Perth. The 20-year-old was then seen getting into an Uber and leaving the hotel an hour later. Now, throughout the trial, we've seen some bizarre scenes outside the court with dozens of schoolboys waiting to catch a glimpse of the rapper, 2 of them even getting into a fight earlier this week. Andreas Barrientos left court a short time ago but didn't say anything. His father, however, said he was grateful for the outcome. The rapper is expected to front court again in 3 weeks, where a sentencing date over his 2 assault convictions will be set.
So yeah, Young Philly is staying out in Australia for the next month to await his sentencing. I'm not sure what they can actually put towards him because he doesn't live in that country. Maybe he will live there just to see out the time of his offence, if it is
I mean, I think he's gonna get a house arrest for that.
a probation. There's many different ranges.
Surely
on
anything
ABH
more
when
than that
there's
is
domestic
crazy,
violence
bro.
involved. It's very strange, the sentencing for this, because obviously the injuries he inflicted on the woman and the consent behind it. So they're saying it wasn't rape, but he gave her injury.
Yeah.
The sentence is going to be tricky when determining the aggregating factors because he was found not guilty of the crime of rape. So if you're young Philly in this situation, you was going to bed every night for the last 2 years, dreaming of your name just being cleared and it all being over, not being told you have to wait 3 weeks, stay in Australia still because we're going to sentence you. We don't know what you're going to get. You could get community service. You could have to live here for a bit. Your name's going to be stained with these charges.
He's going to get community service,
conviction forever for your life that you assaulted a fan in Australia. It's just not what young Philly was hoping was going to happen. And if you guys have been following a lot of this trial, the prosecution here wasn't just doing a job to try and put young Philly in prison for their client. They generally seemed like they had animosity towards young Philly. It turned personal, and the prosecution generally will be saying to their client right now, we didn't get him this time, but we could push for a retrial. They'll be calling them down with that, saying don't worry. So young Philly's life could be delayed more years if we see the possible retrial get approved on the accounts that didn't get reached by the jury. Young Philly's defense and lawyers will be saying this guy's already spent 2 years on bail in Australia. He doesn't even live here. Waiting a retrial would be very, very unfair. I didn't even know this was young Philly's father with him. I thought it might have been security or something. I weren't familiar, but he actually said this is good news. Obviously, the main charges, getting convicted of that, would be completely life-changing and career-ending. So his father said he is happy.
Relieved at the outcome. Sir, is there anything you'd like to say about the verdict?
I cannot talk about it.
How has your son reacted to that? How have you reacted to it?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you to God, you know, everything for God.
It's a good outcome.
Yeah.
Andres Barrientos showed no emotion as the verdicts were handed down, but hung his...
I mean, to be fair, it's a good outcome. It's a better outcome than what was supposed to happen. But then again, it's still shit.
Head for several minutes following the decision. Some of his loved ones broke down in tears in court. Today, the court released CCTV of the artist, his entourage and the 20-year-old woman leaving Bar One nightclub and arriving at the Intercontinental Hotel. An hour later, the woman is seen leaving the hotel to catch an Uber. The high-profile trial attracted attention from around the world. Dozens of schoolboys waited outside the court earlier this week to catch a glimpse of the YouTuber. One held a sign that read, "Free Young Philly." The rapper's defence lawyer later told him to put it away.
Australia, I don't think, are used to really high-profile trials like this, and young Philly has caused a bunch of problems having a massive fan base. He's had people show up to support him, taking videos inside the court. The judge numerous times has had issues. He opened up a second courtroom. People got into fights outside. People was holding up signs, being told to take them down. It's a bunch of different situations, and the victim didn't even show up to court because of stuff like that.
The judge also scathing of supporters outside holding signs.
The judge has gone ballistic. More important, you could be charged with 10, and most important, you're not actually doing any votes. I really mean, so can you guys take the call away?
Others scuffled outside.
Did he say you could be charged for this? What the fuck?
Return home to the UK without court approval will have to stay in Australia until his next appearance in court. David Webber, ABC News.
The process has definitely been part of the punishment in young Philly's case because he's been stuck in Australia for 2 years. Whether they'll take that into consideration on the sentencing, we'll see. But 2 years is a massive part of your life in a foreign country just waiting to go to trial. I'm already seeing comments saying not guilty doesn't mean not guilty, and not guilty definitely does mean not guilty. In court, this guy has been found guilty of other charges, which he's going to be sentenced for.
But not guilty of the things that he was sexual assault and stuff is still not guilty. That's one thing that people don't understand, and I think people would never understand it now, because once just a case is more than enough. The people wouldn't forget it for the next few years. It was going to take a long time.
Things. A bit of a tongue twister here, but let's keep you guys updated on what happens with that assault sentencing, and then we can review how everyone feels about this situation and young Philly's career going forward. I mean, the matter of public opinion is very important when you're an influencer, and essentially young Philly is. He has a massive support system in the UK, but sometimes these allegations, even if you're found not guilty, could be a massive stain that you just cannot remove. So when people say young Philly is a YouTuber, he is because he's on YouTube, but he's never really been an independent creator. He's been on Foot Asylum, he works with big brands, he relies on these corporate partnerships to secure his bag. He doesn't really make a lot of his own content.
That's the problem, you know what? That's the problem, that it's going to be hard for young Philly to come back, because he was a creator who was based, whose career was based around partnerships and like collaborations with other people. I recently saw he reposted a video with Beta Squad on his own channel, which I guess because of the money and shit, but he doesn't actually make content on his own channel. I hope he does after he comes back though.